project. And of course, with me as usual is Angie Andreessen. She's the business analyst for the campus project, and we want to welcome you to a general campus answer hour. I'll get through some of the housekeeping items real quick. If anybody wants to ask a question or have a comment, please throw it in the chat. We'll be glad to answer questions and comments. And then I think I always forget this, but these answer hours are recorded. So if people are not able to attend, we do have these recorded, so we will post them. Did I miss anything, Angie? Looks like she's on mute, so we will get going. You want to go to the first slide?
I apologize, Brad. I'm having some WebEx issues, so just give me 1 second here.
Oh, that's okay. I can talk for a second while we're getting into it. So today is gonna be a very similar. The slide deck is very similar to what we showed on Monday because our releases go out on Thursday. So we don't have a ton of new information to present as far as what is going to be in the new release and what issues we're going to identify. But as we go through this, I will talk about some things and some planning sessions we have around some of the issues that are known but are either new requirements or larger, risky issues to fix. So we'll go through that. So yeah, we will have a release going out tomorrow, which will address a number of things, and then on Friday we'll go through those release notes, and we'll be able to talk about those. And then we will have answer hours scheduled for next week. I know it's a short week with holiday. Hopefully everybody gets some time off, but we will be working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll have answer hours each day, so we will be able to do that. Looks like we are having some issues with the slide deck, and for that I apologize. Andy's working to correct that. Let's go from here.
Yeah, so I apologize, Brad. I'm having some issues with my viewing the chat while I'm trying to show the slide deck, so just bear with me 1 second while I get that.
Okay.
There we go. Can you guys see that now, hopefully?
Yeah, we can see it. Looks great.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so for what it was from last week, some of the things that we were able to fix on the last release on 11.13, some of the errors and some of the null values that we saw, WIDs not lining up in the email notifications. I'm going through this rather quick because we did go over it on Monday, and everybody has been submitting EDI files. So these errors are we've regression tested them with the live data, and these are no longer issues. So if anybody's having issues with any of these items on here, please reach out to us because we want to see why those are not working. But we have not had any issues with these after that release, which was last Thursday, like I said. Next one, Angie. For attorneys, the notice of appearance issues we were having is now working. Legal staff is now being able to see, their associate to the case when somebody files a notice of appearance, and then the medical response to medical or conference, just filing your responses. Those have been cleaned up. And we actually had a number of calls with attorney stakeholder groups, and they were able to complete all of these, but they did identify some other things that they're looking at and that they want that have raised up. So we will be working on those and get a number of things out tomorrow. And then for the rehab providers, we still have that survey out there. So the survey is what's going to show you your open cases, so we can get those filings going. But in the meantime, we did fix a number of things related to filings that were making sure that you were able to do your filings. So the amend button is working. The selected known contact is is on there, and all that is working for the rehab providers. Next one. Okay, so this is where I want to spend a little bit more time on, and I want to have people have an opportunity to talk here, and please give me some more, if you have questions or have comments, let us know. So we have some things with EDI that's going on that's very particular to the UR filing. The biggest one that I know of is around the way legacy data captured the claim admin claim number off of your old EDI filings is causing some rejections in the new system. It is in the guide as a match data element. So as an EDI submitter, you're submitting it, and of course, you're the submitter, you know your claim admin claim number because that's what you drive your system off of. When it's coming through, it's causing some issues, and it's a number of them are getting rejected. We know that's one of the biggest things that's going on with EDI. I have a subgroup that I pulled together to work on how to resolve this with the we obviously know you can't update your claim number to what we have in our system. We need to take this as an update. So we're putting a subgroup in together to figure out how we can get this done and get this done in a timely manner. And next week, during the EDI answer hour that we're going to have, we'll talk through all the timelines on that edit and getting that one fixed, as well as some of the other edits that people are having questions on. And I know a number of people on this call, only some of you deal with EDI, some of you don't. EDI is how the insurance carriers actually establish their claim in the system. And we want to make sure that the most of those claims are established and in there that they're able to have filings submitted afterwards. Did we have a question, Angie?
Yeah, it looks like there was a specific EDI question. So after this user submitted a FROA UR, they submitted a PY and were getting rejected for a benefit sweep match. I believe, I'm not sure if John is on the call, but I believe that was an issue that we discovered recently. So I think that is documented. But if you wouldn't mind, Lonnie, I'm going to have you send me an email with that specific information, or send an email rather to our EDI help desk so that we can make sure that is documented.
Thank you. Group management. So I'll move off of EDI unless anybody has any more questions or comments. But there was a few edits that gets more into the specifics in the way that we are handling certain data elements with the designation of an AR designation when they're coming in. We're treating them as mandatory conditional. We're working with the team to provide a plan of when we could get some resolution to that. We have had some vendors and large carriers asking about that, but that is a real big undertaking, and we want to make sure that we have the appropriate amount of testing and testing with some of our stakeholders to ensure that is going to work correctly when we do it, just because that is a large piece of our functionality that is going to have to change, and we just don't want to do it because we don't want to break everybody's EDI claim. So there will be more to come on that next week. I will lay out the plan for how we're going to attack that. Group management, users getting stuck in pending status. Angie is our group management expert. Like I said last time, she's done the trainings. I think we do have a fix going in for this, right, Angie, this week?
I believe so. I can verify that. But I know that this was a kind of a known issue that a lot of people are experiencing. So even if your users are showing as pending, it does not mean that they were not added to the group. It's just not moving them over. If you see them still sitting in pending and for some reason they do not see your group in their groups drop down when they log into campus, please let us know and we can look into that a little further.
Perfect. Thanks, Angie. Difficulty retrieving basically draft statuses on the rehab forms. We have some fixes in for that that will be coming out tomorrow. So those ones shouldn't be an issue on any of your new filings when you're trying to save stuff as a draft. No address issue when submitting disputes. That's a known issue that we're looking into. And then the duplicate groups showing for some of the users. That again, I've addressed this a couple times. We had some conflicting data sources coming over that put people in multiple groups and it duplicated some of these entities. So we are doing some entity cleanup. We have some going this week and some going into next week to clean that up and just to ensure that those are taken care of. We just don't want to obviously remove data or lose data that was needed because a lot of these entities have stuff attached to them, which is why they're in there. And so we want to make sure that we're very, we do that the right way because we definitely don't want people to lose any data or us to lose any data. So we're still working on some of the groups. And then rehab providers, attorneys unable to see all their claims. Yeah, this is we're working on this. This one will be iterative as well. We have a number of fixes to ensure that attorneys and rehab providers are going to see all their cases. Like I said, with rehab providers, you won't see your cases until you do that survey, and that survey closes on Friday, and then we will do that import. Well, I think the survey actually closes today.
Correct.
I will check.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Survey closes today, and then you will. We're going to start doing that import tomorrow and over Friday. So then you're going to start seeing your cases on the cases tab and be able to follow the file on those transactions there. We are going to set up a rehab provider answer hour on Monday because of the uniqueness of having some claims that were started in campus and some that weren't. We did have to do some modifications to allow people to set data in campus from their previous forms. And so we will have some learnings on that and some how-tos, and then we will get that out on the website as well.
And Brad, just for a little clarification, I believe that survey for the rehab providers did close at 12 o'clock, but I can confirm that.
Yeah, I knew it was sometime today. Thank you. On we have this Campus Central page that we talked about last time where we're trying to post a lot more on it and get things out there. I'd like some feedback on that if things are coming up and you're seeing things that are helpful, or if there's things that you'd like to see on there, let us know. Obviously, when we do something big like tell people how to file a NOID differently, that's on there. If we have things like this for the rehab providers, things about the survey and about timeliness, that's going to be on there. So we want to put as many things on there as we can. The page, it has the ability to be updated daily, and our OCM group are the ones that take the leads on that. It just is a question of how much information do we want to put up there without confusing it, making the page not as useful. So that's feedback we'd like also. Is it looking like there's not enough updates and we want to see more stuff? We definitely can push more onto the page, or does the page have enough on there for you? But we definitely want to be able to guide people, knowing that we do have, our help desk is overwhelmed to get people information out there and places they can see things. Next one. Angie, do we have any questions?
Yeah, I did just have a couple questions. Someone just asked a question about the Campus Central page updates, which I think you hit on. It sounds like there may be an issue with some duplicate users and filing issues. I've asked that user or anybody who's dealing with duplicate user issues, please send me a message, because that may be something that we've not experienced quite yet. But the duplicate groups, I believe we are working on resolving.
Mm-hmm.
But no other questions right now.
Yeah. One thing I did want to say is we had a number of emails coming out from campus because to rehab providers in particular about saying that there are forms that were due or some action needed to be taken. And those are we're going to stop those emails. We just want to make sure that those are no longer going out there anymore. So if you're still seeing those emails after Thursday, please let me know. But we are stopping those emails so that users aren't getting those, and we'll resume them after filings continue.
All right, there are a couple more things in the chat. Let's see here. So it looks like there might be an issue with one of our training recordings. So I will look into that one specifically. It looks like it's the Campus 101 for organizations is not working. So I'll take a look at that and see or pass it on to our training folks. There was a question about a doc gen that was generated from an SX transaction. Lonnie, I'm going to have you send that question specifically to me because I think that might be specific to your transaction. It just looks like maybe you're seeing something checked that you did not expect to see checked. One issue that I have run across specifically for those of you who are filing EDI transactions, I've had a number of people just ask about the documents that are generated from that. So Campus will generate a document when we receive your SX transaction as long as you have your actual return to work dates populated. So if you do not populate those dates and you still just indicate that it's an S1 or return to work transaction, the system won't know to generate that document. It's going to think at that point that a NOID 3 needs to be filed. So just something to check, make sure that if the user or the employee is returning to work, that you are indicating that when you submit those filings, just filling out those actual return to work dates. If it is a released return to work and the employee for some reason is being discontinued, but they are not returning to work, you would still complete that discontinuance web form. So I believe right now we still have that function in place where if you're having issues with that web form, you can just upload the existing form. Just wanted to clear that up. I think we've had a couple questions in the chat. Brad, this one is, I will send it to you. How backed up is the help desk? Is there a location to see expected release dates for fixes?
That's a real good question. So I'll start with the second part. Our release date, we will always do releases on Thursday. And so what we're going to do is we are working with the help desk and the commissioner's office right now to get out our release notes after the releases. The reason why we don't post the releases because it has to do with the amount of capacity we have to do all of our testing. So we are pushing as much through as we can. And on Fridays, you will always see our release notes of exactly what was released. The help desk is a little backed up and it started that first week and they're still in a hole to dig out. And the people there, they've now included even more staff that are being trained on how to come in and answer some of these questions. Because right now it is relying on a lot of the subject matter experts and they're just overwhelmed with tickets. So they are backed up. And there is a plan to get out of that, but they're actually currently training more people in the department to get in there and help resolve some of those issues.
Thanks, Brad. There was a request in here to add some additional information to the Campus Central page. So if we could just add known issues to the Campus Central page, that was the request of this person. So I think we can look into that. Apologize, my chat is acting up a little bit. Bear with me one second. I believe there was another question about the generation of the NOID documents again, just asking if that occurs anytime you put a return to work date in. And for clarification, that would only be on those transactions where you're indicating that you are suspending a benefit. So it would be your SX, it would be your PX, and your change in benefit form. So it would only be for those EDI transactions, I believe, that that document would be generated. It would be based on your return to work. Another question. It was previously said that DLI would resume campus doc notifications after filings continue. Does that mean that nobody is able to file right now?
No, that was a misstatement. We will still be doing the document notifications, and we will still be doing service and all that through campus. This is just the campus email saying you have an R form due. That's the ones that are they're going out erroneously because we weren't capturing the dates on some R forms. So it's showing you have a missing R form. This will be resolved after you're able to see your cases and you're going to start your filings in the coming weeks. So that's what I was talking about there. Campus still is going to send out the service, and if you submit a EDI filing, the documents will still generate. Those will still happen. And as rehab providers, you can still file on your new cases.
Thanks for that clarification, Brad. I don't see any questions in the chat right now. I think we'll probably get some more. Is there anything else we wanted to cover? I believe in our last answer, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide. I believe we talked a little bit about the cadence for next week. And since it's a short week, it's going to be, the answer hours will be a little bit different than what they typically would be scheduled. We'd usually schedule them Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. But next week, we will have a little bit more of a condensed week. So we'll have a little bit more of a condensed schedule. So those invitations, I'm working with communications to get those out. Those should be posted and hopefully sent out here shortly. I just need to make sure that we can correct or get the correct dates out there for you all and get those scheduled. It looks like we do have another question. There are multiple instances of filing a SHROI. SHROI XX went through the vendor, and the form itself is not populating in campus. So yeah, we covered that one a little bit earlier. That document would not generate unless you have actual return to work dates on your suspension transaction, along with your S1 reason code. That tells us that the employee is being discontinued because they returned to work. In any other instance, we are going to expect that NOID 3, that discontinuance web form. So that's why you don't see it in every situation. If you would like to just send me an example of the file that you sent, I can take a look at that one and see exactly what is the case. So I'll send you my email, Jordan. All right, another one here. All right, we received our first service of process in campus this morning. It went to the attorney and the staff members. However, only the attorney has access to view it in campus. It indicated that the staff were unauthorized to view it. Brad, I believe we may have, this may be related to the legacy. I'm trying to think of the word, the legacy disputes. For some of those legacy disputes and those legacy claims, your support staff would not have been tied to you for previous filings. So that would likely be the reason that they cannot view those documents right now, because they are linked to transactions that they do not have viewability for. I believe that is something that we are working on, but that would be probably another good addition to that Campus Central page, I believe we have the issue with the viewability of the transactions, but we can elaborate on that further if needed. And I do not see any other questions right now.
Yeah, if we have no other questions, Angie, let's make sure we take down this chat and we get some information out on the Campus Central page for some of these items that are coming up. And then we'll do that. Did we just have something come in?
Yeah, so it was just another one. Mentioned the attorney calendaring issue was not on the Work Comp Campus Central page. So that's another one that we can look on adding.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay.
And with that, we will, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments and thank you for your questions. And we will set up those more in-depth stakeholder group answer hours next week where we can get into specific issues and we can get into some where Angie can demonstrate some functionality if we need to. And we will go from there. But I appreciate everybody working with us. And that I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.